There are always two sides to the story. Not only do we judge a book by its cover, we also assume we know the entire story from reading just a few pages. Then we let one bad chapter allow us to stop reading the rest of the story. Good versus bad is dependent on assumption, perspective, bias, benefiting, obligation, loyalty, relationship, or opinion. Notice I didn't say truth or fact. What you believe to be true about a person isn't always a fact just because you believe it to be true. We are quick to view the person who shows you they are good without questioning the rest of their story, while quickly labeling someone as bad, because we assume we have enough fuel in our judgment tanks to help us drive down a road of judgment. What if a bad person did something nice for you? What if a good person does something bad to you? If you and a good person find $10,000 and the good person gives it all away to people they feel need it more, how would you feel? If you and a bad person found $10,000 and they offered to give you half, would you take it? Good versus bad is far more of a deeper discussion than a simple label of judgment. Fast to label and slow to understand will never result in knowing who a person truly is.
I really loved what you said, and I thank you for joining me today. Good versus bad. Not something you hear beyond the typical good versus evil or light versus dark that we commonly hear in conversations, see in movies, or read in books. I love that you immediately distinguished your topic from that and spoke specifically about what is bad versus what is good.
Good versus bad. It's a simple concept, right? Well, not quite. Our snap judgments about morality may actually be clouding our understanding of human complexity.
That's an intriguing idea. What made you start thinking about this?
Well, I love to see the bigger picture in things. Honestly, I can't help but to look past the surface level and understand in a more deeper way. So much more to life, right? We limit ourselves when presented with unlimited knowledge by hyper-focusing on a few pieces to the puzzle. There are so many layers to the good versus bad discussion. For example, doing temporary bad for a permanent good outcome, or doing temporary good for a permanently bad outcome, is something I find interesting that I haven't heard others touch on. It's an entirely different subject that I haven't been able to speak on much, but I find it interesting. Back to the subject at hand. Good versus bad isn't always clear based on limited knowledge. Understanding and knowing the entire story is key.
Well, how do we change the immediate judgment and approach people differently when good and bad is concerned?
You know, I think it starts with recognizing that humans are incredibly complex. We're all capable of both good and bad, often simultaneously. Maybe instead of asking if someone is good or bad, we should be asking what shaped them and who they're trying